Hi.
Hi.
Are you still yawning? We
No.
were just having a yawning back and forth.
Oh, actually, yeah.
We're sleepy today, everybody.
Daylight savings.
Daylight savings. We lost an hour of sleep. Thankfully, it didn't fuck
from
up.
My life.
It's
Yeah. How is Milo?
fine. Yeah, totally
Yeah.
fine. He had he slept pretty good last night. He was up once, but that's normal for this age.
Guess he's not bound to the constructs of mankind yet.
No, not yet. He's only he's well, he'll be 5 months on Wednesday, which just blows my goddamn mind. How do I already have a 5-month-old?
5 months have passed.
Thanks,
Listen,
Sean. Thanks.
Talk to me in like a year when you can walk.
Yeah.
Then it'll be like holy shit.
Holy shit! He'll just just show up right here. Be like, "What you doing, Mom?"
Yeah, who's that? Because like I am like an elf in the way that I perceive other people's like children growing up. Like I still don't know how old like our friend Jackie's child is.
No.
Like when I look at them, I'm like, you could be any age to me. Like you could be.
It is hard to tell.
Obviously not like an 8-year-old, but like.
It's hard to tell how old babies are.
Yeah, because I also look at Milo, and Milo looks. I mean, you know this. Milo looks older than I would perceive him to be.
Oh yeah, he does. He's tall. So we just got this. I don't know if you've heard of it, or if anybody in chat's heard of it. It's called the Nanit, and it's a smart baby monitor, and it comes with these a whole bunch of things, but there's these sheets that you can get, smart sheets, and the camera will read like where he is in the crib.
Excuse me, smart sheets?
Yeah, they're just sheets with like a pattern on it. It's really the camera that's smart, but the things are called smart sheets.
It recognizes the disruption of the pattern.
Yeah.
Of course you all have that. Of course the Roboshots have something like that.
Of course
Josh will jump at any moment to bring a gadget into the house.
To be fair, yes, that you are not wrong there. But to be fair, I wanted something that could track his sleep because we had the Snoo, the smart sleeper, which would tell us how long he slept, and I really liked that. But this stuff's even better.
Well, yeah, because it analyzes.
Yeah, and he's got the breathing.
Too much in his sleep
Yeah, and he's got a breathing band on, so it like measures how many breaths per minute he takes, and like lets us know that he's still breathing.
What are you making a robo person? Like this all
cool.
sounds like the kind of stuff that they're like, yes, we've raised this child to become like a super soldier because we.
It's all on my phone too. Anyway, what I was gonna say is it measured him like he's 27.5 inches, which is the 97th percentile. He's a tall bean.
I wonder how tall I was at that age.
Yeah, I wonder how tall I was too. My mom did send me
like
my baby
something
book.
like. I do kind of wish though that my parents had a biometrics blanket that measured my growth habits, so I can be like, look, I was supposed to be tall. It is. It's biometric, or at least he's got a biometric band.
Yeah.
It's measuring parts of his biology.
Yes, but it's just got a fancy pattern on it. There's no technology in the band. It's all in the camera.
It's a piece of the overall tool, which is a biometric machine.
Sure. My point is, it's fucking awesome.
Watch, it's gonna be like 5 years from now, and you and Josh will have built some kind of robo nanny.
No, but I am planning on turning this room into
Playroom?
Yes. Well, like this is all this is gonna stay, and we'll put like a baby gate or something up here, so all my streaming stuff will stay. But like all behind me will be like the entertainment center is gonna go, and like it's just I'm so excited. I've got it all pictured and planned out up here.
I mean, how much do you guys really use that room? Just for
Not
like
a lot.
the stuff behind you,
Not
right?
a lot.
Like
No.
you have the other room that you can watch movies in and play games in. And
and Josh has his computer downstairs.
Yeah,
exactly. So this originally the idea was to sit here and like this be like the entertainment center, but no, this is where I stream. And sometimes if I'm feeling overstimulated, I'll come and turn the lights off and just lay on the couch, which is nice. So
well, Shannon.
Anyway, yes.
Anyway.
Speaking of being
biometrics,
but no.
Speaking of biometrics, our heroes leveled up at the beginning of last session.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Well, technically after you took the long rest.
Yeah.
They all do their thing and just auto level up.
Yeah.
So Shannon,
Yes,
before
Sean.
you start talking,
Oh, yes.
what grade do you believe you will get for episode 4?
Let's see. Let me just look at the quality of my notes here. I got a lot of them. I got a lot of them. Let's go with, you know what? I was way overconfident last week, so I'm gonna go with a B+. And we're gonna start.
The funny
there.
thing is like your predicted grade doesn't affect your grade. Like you could just say A every time if you wanted to, but it's more fun if you give a little spice to it.
Aw, thanks, Steph. He said I'm gonna give an A+, and wait for it. Wait for it.
A+'s don't exist in a collegiate grading system.
There it is. Yep. They do in my heart, Sean. They do in my heart. A C-. Oh, come on, Eye of the Night. It's not that bad. I got 4 full pages of notes.
I feel confident.
Yes. Great. Do we have a column for you predicting?
No, we don't actually.
Should we add that, or
I have nothing to base it on though. You have at least like the actual notes you have in front of you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could show you my notes, and you could just do like a quick.
Keep going. Is that all?
Keep going. Yes, that's all of them. They're 4 pages. 1, 2.
They look pretty good.
3, 4.
I mean, personally, I would predict you always get at least in my prediction, just based on previous note-taking things, is that if you're taking your typical notes. And to account for minimal loss of information, you know, I would predict you'd always be in the B+ A- range.
That's fair. I hate it, but it's fair.
Yeah. It's to account for the likely minimal loss of information that happens occasionally.
Yes, it does happen because I just get so like caught up in the story, and then I'm like, fuck, I'm supposed to be taking notes, and then I have to like remember and go back.
It's not that you have to have every single thing, but as long as you hit all the right beats
in the story,
and there's no major story beats missing, then that's an A.
That's true. So Steph, yes, you have 2 pages, but I also tend to just ramble, so you might be more concise.
You also need to see the size of the books.
That's true. Yeah, and the size of our handwriting. Is your handwriting tiny? Because mine's not tiny. Although yesterday on scales, you gave me an A for my halftime recap. I feel like that should factor in.
That wasn't
somewhere. But I felt it. It was an A.
Yeah, but it was an A for a show that I don't have that I'm not the DM for. Yeah, so I don't have like the meta knowledge that I have for this show.
That's fair. Okay, well,
Plus, I specifically said last night it does not go towards your grade for Paradise recaps.
Did you? Yeah, you did, because I remember saying.
Watch the VOD.
Yeah. I remember.
All right. So.
All right.
Let's get going.
Okie dokie. So, session 4 was last week, and it was the 6th of Merivala, the Forest Dawn. On a
which I got wrong in my recap.
Yeah, and
because for some reason my brain was like, oh, it's like every single time I kept like, because I was like, oh, they traveled 2 days, right? No, we ended after the 2-day travel. So yeah.
Yep. On a Stursdag, which is Saturday in your world, we open.
Do you have the? Do you have the Aldhalorian month and day?
It's the 6th of September. And it's something near. I don't know what Saturday is in the Aldhalor language.
I'm pulling it up. Saturday is.
Do you have this in a document somewhere?
I do actually. It's Sancta near.
For us. for us to see?
No, I took them because the Paradise one right now only has the Gwen Valyria dates because that's what I gave you for campaign 1 because I had taken out the Aldhalorian dates. But I can actually probably update it.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Aldhalorian dates.
Because then that would be very helpful. Because then I can actually keep track of it.
Yes, it is Sanctanir.
Sanctanir. See, it was I know all your days in Aldhalor have near at the end.
Yeah, but most common people probably wouldn't use. They would probably just say Saturday.
Just Saturday.
Or Sancta, or just Sancta, and cut the near because it's a waste of words for them. But in formal documentation, they would say Sanctanir.
Got it.
A person be like, it's Sancta.
Happy Sancta.
I'll see you next Sancta.
Self-promo Sancta.
No. I'm not busy on Sancta. You gotta come. We gotta hang out on Solus. No. I am busy on Solus. I have the power hour. Well, what about Luneum? Nope, Luneum's when I stream. Don't you understand my schedule? Aren't you my friend? Fine, we'll meet on Maris after work. Fine. That's how everyday conversations go.
Yeah,
in Aldhalor.
That's beautiful. I love it. Okay, so 6th of Maravala on a Stursdog. Bruce is appraising the wreck that is Septimus's homestead and trying to determine how much it's going to cost to fix it, if it's worth fixing it at all. So while he's doing that, Sass asks Septimus for some booze. He finds some in the cellar, which is pretty much untouched. The raccoons didn't really make it down there. So he brings up some mead for Fionn, some very strong moonshine for Sass, and a local wine for LaRue, aka Jacquet, although none of us know that his name is Jacquet. We only know that players know that because that's what it is. But he's LaRue to us. Septimus overdrinks, asks the trio about the people that are currently after them or hunting them. And LaRue says, what do you know of a Mr. Greaves? And he says that he owns the otter business. Septimus, I don't think he knew much about it. Like, he heard
No, he didn't. He rolled. He basically didn't know anything about it.
Yeah. So the three of us explain the story.
Also, Septimus is not drinking while everyone else is.
Yes, he is not. So we explain for those in chat. Spoilers. This has come out in game already, but like if you don't, if you haven't watched, just forewarned why the people are after the three of us. So there's this tavern called the Otter Business. It's in like a shadier part of town. And
the part of town is an area where like the storm from last year,
Widow's Ward,
destroyed a bunch of that section of town, and a lot of the earth kind of like fell from underneath it during the storm. So it's like a patch of rocky cliffs where most of the ward, the Widow's Ward, which had a name before that, has been destroyed. And there's just sort of like the outer street of that district that's still there, and because it's kind of a dangerous place to go because of the wreckage, like the other like less than savory people are like, yeah, we'll start. No one's fixing this place up, so we're just gonna take over the abandoned buildings and build our own shit here, because Hyven doesn't have a very strong centralized government.
Yep. So in this establishment, there's a fighting ring, and one of the events that take place at the fighting ring is called a death match. They're the death ring. Death ring? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. A death ring. So, long story short, the three of them rig the fight between Sass and Fionn. Fionn kills Sass, and Sass misty steps to try and like get her way safely back onto the cliff.
Yeah, because to make that clarify that it's called the death ring because there's a hole in the middle of fighting pit that they like. That the normal fights are just a normal fighting pit, and it's boxing style. Really, the death ring is where people are allowed to use magic, allowed to use weapons, and they open up this hole in the middle where the person who loses is meant to be thrown down.
Yep. So Sass goes through the hole and, tries to, hang on to the stilts that are holding this thing up. and try to get back to shore. Some shit happens, and they're found out essentially.
Yeah, you're pretty made.
Yeah, we're trying to avoid that area for a bit, and that's why one of the reasons we took the job with Septimus and Bruce was to get out of the city, because there are these people who are looking for us to be like, what the fuck, you owe us money.
Yeah, and I mean the city is large enough that you could blend in, which I guess is a good transition to what happens next.
Yes. Well, I'll get there. That comes in later. But Septimus, after we explain all of this, he asks to join our merry band, being like, I've got nothing to do. My house is a wreck. I need money. You guys seem capable. Can I join you? Can we be friends? And so, yes. And we end up talking a bit about Bruce's company called Koboco. Is it Cobalt Co or just Koboco?
No, Koboco.
Okay, that's what I have written down, but I couldn't tell if you guys were just speaking really fast. But Koboco.
Yes. Before you talk about Koboco, though, how do you get to Koboco first?
How do you get to Koboco?
No. How did the conversation get there? This might be out of order in your notes.
It might be. How did we get to Koboco? Because Bruce joined the conversation at that point, and
well, yes, that's how we land on the word Koboco. But before Bruce comes in, how do we get from Septimus joining the party to talking about Koboco?
Is it because I asked him why he ran away during combat? So,
you guys didn't ask Bruce. You asked.
No, I asked.
Septimus.
I asked Bruce because he like.
Well.
Because he like
yes.
he like joined into the conversation at some point, and then Sass was just like, "I fucked you run away during combat."
Yeah, but before that, I'm pretty sure you guys were talking about Bruce's cowardice.
Yeah, no, you're right.
When Bruce comes down and says it's go,
go.
Y'all don't talk very quiet.
That's right.
It's because he's like, you were talking about him, and he could hear you talking about him.
Yeah. Yes. So,
not a major plot point.
But
I'm not taking points off for that, but just
I mean, it's in here.
No, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I'm saying though that there was a part of the conversation that was about Bruce.
Yes.
That led to that.
Talking about that, and he said, so I.
Because they were like, does Bruce want to join also? And they're like, he's kind of a coward. Would he want to join?
Yes.
I think it's kind
an
of the gist of the
adventuring
conversation.
band. Yeah, that sounds right. And he says, I'm afraid. Okay, I'm not a fighter. I don't fight. I work a contract to build things.
I love Bruce.
I do
so
too.
much.
He's so great. So Cub. God, it just all I hear. I just see Crunk. That's all it is.
What it's based
It's
on.
amazing. I know. Great voice. So he appraises the house, and I didn't quite understand your explanation of how you're redoing the money. So I have what I wrote down. I just need I will understand it, and it was perfectly clear and very detailed. I didn't process it, so I need to sit down and read it again.
Well, I can go over it real quick right now.
So, yes, but let me make sure I have it right here in my notes. Because his appraisal was that it was going to be 20,000 silver pieces, or 2,000 gold.
That was the old system. So you can cross that off.
I'm going to erase it because I have erasable pens.
So it's going to cost 2,000 silver now.
2,000 silver.
Because we are switching to a formal silver system to make silver the standard currency and make gold more interesting. So basically, the way it's going to work is our standard is now 1 gold equals 20 silver equals 200 copper. So in the standards of things, if we're just going from copper up, 10 copper still equals 1 silver. But it takes 20 silver to equal 1 gold.
Okay.
Now, what this allows me to do is to take the gold costs of typical items in D&D and turn them all into silver. And then I do a very quick conversion to find the gold cost. So if a set of plate mail costs 1,500 gold in the player's handbook, in our game it's going to cost 1,500 silver.
Okay.
Which with the new gold structure means that it only costs, it costs 75 gold because of the 20 to 1 ratio. And it's super easy because all I have to do to find the gold cost is to have whatever the original gold cost is and move the decimal point over, and it accounts for the whole transition. Okay. So now, you know, that 75 gold comes from the fact that it was 1,500 gold originally, halved to 750, decimal point moved over, 75 gold.
Got it.
Now that part's just for me to like easily you don't need to worry about that. All you need to know is that stuff in the player's handbook that costs gold is now
silver
in the form of silver.
Okay.
Now the one problem here is we can't use D&D Beyond anymore to track our money because it uses the old system of 10 to 1.
Got it. So we'll just have to.
People are going to need to probably keep track of it pen and paper.
Okay, that's fine.
Or in their notes section, or even in their inventory if they wanted to make a custom item that's gold, silver, copper.
Yeah, that's easy. We can do that.
Okay. But it makes it so like we're no longer dealing in like amounts of gold that are in the tens and hundreds of thousands for items. You know, instead it's it's just
it makes it a little bit and it makes it feels like that way the gold is like worth more. It
matters more when someone's like, here's 5 gold.
Like that's a big fucking deal.
That's 100 silver.
Right.
That's a lot more.
Yeah.
Also, if it makes more sense for like gold being a way to reduce the amount of money you just have in your bag.
Yeah.
And it just makes a lot more sense to me. It's also funny enough the conversion rate for the original first edition of D&D.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. And I didn't even so I found a random Reddit thread where someone was like doing an insane amount of calculations based on the actual value of a pound of sterling silver in the medieval era.
Wow.
And through all of his conversions he landed on this 1/20/200 rate, which he said is comparable to like a real medieval currency.
Cool.
Which was the 1E thing. For me, it's just going to be really great to be able to say stuff costs 75 silver instead of gold instead of 1,500 gold.
Yeah. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I like it. Cool change. Okay, so going from that then, Bruce's appraisal of the house is 20,000 silver.
2,000. That's the old.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I wrote 22. I wrote 2K silver. That's what I did. 2K silver.
2K silver or 100 gold.
Or 100 gold. Yeah. Yeah, which Septimus does not have. Not even a little bit. No. From there...
Although, collectively, the rest of the party does have that much money.
Do we? I don't have
I'm making sure everyone have their gold because I realized they would have way too much after making this change. But collectively, if you all put your money together, I'm pretty sure you would have close, maybe not 100 gold, but you get close to 100 gold. It's like, I mean,
broke as fuck.
LaRue is a rich boy. He is
rich boy. That's true.
He has got quite a bit of money, even after the conversion.
That's true. So from there, the conversation turns to Sal, and talking about Sal, who is Septimus's automaton companion, who he says he found Sal in the woods, and LaRue was immediately like, is there more? I want one. But Septimus says that he hadn't seen any other.
Is he your butler?
Oh, it must be so nice that he doesn't disappear after an hour. So they talk a little bit about that. Let's see. It's at this point that we start to we break off a little bit. There's a storm coming. We can hear the thunder in the distance, and we can see the weird flashes of lightning. So Fionn offers to go hunt for some food, and Bruce goes with him. And Septimus instructs Sal to clean up the kitchen, and he and Saskia go forage for some roots and stuff. They chat a bit while they're foraging, just to be like, oh, where are you from? And how'd you get? Just like, you know, like the real basic small talk. Nothing, unless I'm not remembering correctly. It's nothing major. It's just a nice little RP moment.
It was a nice moment.
Yeah.
Because there was no like major reveals, but it was a nice moment of
just like a budding friendship or a budding relationship.
Because you were asking him about, you know, how long he's been here alone.
Yeah.
You know, stuff that really endears both of you.
Yeah. Fionn and Bruce are hunting rabbits, and while they're doing this, Fionn infuses Bruce infuses Fionn's weapon with a rune to make it return to him. And Fionn is like, well, I could do that anyway. Which was so funny. But yeah, so that was a cool reveal there, that Bruce is able to tinker with weapons and give them special abilities. Currently the return property. Septimus says, and I think this was when we were all back together and over dinner, he said that the elementals are acting volatile, and that like it's been like this for a year or so, I think was what he said. He also talks about his mechanical arm and how, you know, he built it, I believe. And since it's just him on the homestead, he, you know, needed an extra hand. So he built one.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yep. So after we eat, we are getting ready to settle down for the evening. This next section of my notes is just called bedrooms. Septimus is most intact, but he decides not to stay there. He decides to go to the workshop with Sal and spend the night there. LaRue immediately takes the master bedroom because he's stuck up and wants the nicest things. Bruce drops mattresses through the ceiling, which I thought was hilarious. So he drops one for... I think he was dropping one for himself, and then Sass was like, I want one too. And then I think he might have dropped one for Fionn too. So as we're getting ready to go to sleep, and Bruce had dropped a mattress for Sass says to him, like, you know, it's okay to be afraid, like that, you know, it's okay. And Bruce was like, some people don't think that. Sass was like, fuck them. And he's like, yeah, fuck them. I really enjoyed that little moment between the two of us. Septimus in the workshop says a prayer to the being within the machine, within Sal. And as a result, Sal nods and he goes and stands by the door to protect Septimus while he works/sleeps for the evening. Saskia takes first watch, and by this time the storm had gotten closer and it's raining. It's a very cold rain, but there's also this like it was like a inky something, or like inky substance part of the rain, and Sass had been just kind of like watching the water, and because she likes to be around water, and they're kind of far away from any sort of body of water, so she kind of felt drawn to the rain. So she goes outside to kind of stand in the rain for a bit, and she actually sees what was making the lightning look so interesting and jellyfish-like, because it was a storm elemental. Mm-hmm. And it looked like this elemental was just like exploring, and it looked like it had, or what I perceived as Sass is that it like had come down from the clouds and was kind of just like looking around and just exploring. And so it acknowledges her presence there. She asks it if it's lost, and it starts walking, you know, a little bit closer to her, curious like, but when it gets within like 3 or 4 feet, it like hit a barrier of sorts. It seems like it hit like a magical barrier. And then Sass heard this screaming, like banshee, like screaming in her head, and the elemental fucked off. Like it either whatever, like getting too close to her, like hurt it, or something about being too close really didn't like it, and it fled. After all the screaming recedes, Sass finds that the pearl on her amulet that she wears is cracked, as a result of this interaction. And to which she says, she's going to be pissed, referring to who knows what. We'll find out. So her Sass had been, when there was screaming in her head, she was saying, "Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up," which woke up Bruce and Fionn. Bruce decides to set an alarm spell so that we don't really need to keep watch. But Fionn still stays up for a bit, and he's like mumbling some prayers to the elements on his watch, and like training just to like stay loose, and also discovered that the frost raccoon that we had captured escaped and comes to snuggle with him while it's on his watch. And that is where we took a break, and I need a quick sip of water. So how did I do in the first half?
Good. You're doing good so far.
Did I miss anything?
Nothing major. No major beats.
Great. Excellent. All right. Let's keep going.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. My throat just got real scratchy there for a second. All right. So next day, everybody wakes up, and we start to plan out our next steps now that we've taken care of the raccoon problem on Septimus's homestead. We decide that we are going back to Hyven because we have business there. We have to talk to Winifred, who has information about the ship that abandoned Sass and Fionn, supposedly, and we're trying to figure out why they fucked off. But as we mentioned earlier, there's some heat around the trio, so we need to not look like ourselves. So we get some disguises courtesy of LaRue. Fionn gets some face markings that LaRue paints on. He gets like some fabric wrapped around his horns to make a turban. LaRue looks like a poorer version of himself. LaRue puts red hair dye in Sass's white hair, which I very much appreciated, the little nod to my baby rogue. And Sass takes off her eye patch and takes off her headscarf and like just kind of tries to change her appearance, change it up a bit. So with the three of us disguised, it's passable. People would have to like look twice and look kind of hard to see if if it's us.
Yeah, I mean, you have to remember. I think this is something people forget about in D&D, or even like really anything that's not like a contemporary setting. It's like they don't have pictures of you.
That's true. It's just based on
They just know it's a white-haired woman with an eye patch.
Yeah.
A fantabulous tabaxi covered in jewels and
a
rings.
big blue tiefling.
And a big blue tiefling.
With horns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With horns. Yeah.
So they'd have to look pretty close to see if like.
Yeah. Fionn's probably the only one who'd be, because he's just generally a hard person to
disguise. Yeah.
Yep.
So with our disguises on, we start the trip back to Hyven, but before we do, we stop at Dilvana's, a neighbor of Septimus's. We are bringing her the frost raccoon because she wants to, study it because she is a artificer herself, and likes to tinker and study and experiment and all those fun things. We're also bringing her the bucket of prismatic goo that we had found that we theorized that the raccoons were eating. And the prismatic goo we also are theorizing, and we're probably right, is the jelly from the Vescent blots that are in the sky after storms. So we get to Dilvana's place, and the first person we meet is Granny Lottie Windhamrill, who calls Septimus Little Seppi, which I think is adorable. And this is Dilvana's grandmother. And she greets us with a bolt to our our feet, being like, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" "Oh, it's Little Seppi." And Dilvana's like, all right, we know them, we're good. And so we bring her the raccoon. Dilvana offers a trade for this, goods or money, for the raccoon, and she also offers are you distracted right now? I'm distracted right now.
I'm trying. I don't remember how to delete a message from spam.
I banned them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
There we go.
I didn't remember how to do it.
I just clicked on the name and it brought it. Yeah.
Oh, the name.
Yeah,
okay.
click on the name. Yeah.
The name. That's how you do it. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Cool. All right.
Been the mod. I guess that's not entirely true. But okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
Continue.
That's okay. What's the last thing you heard?
Truthfully, the last thing I heard was about Dilvana, or about Granny calling him Little Seppi.
Little Seppi. And so then Dilvana, is like, she offers like a trade for the raccoon and for and sharing the information that she learns with her buddies at the is it a university?
It's just called the Hyven Academy.
Hyven Academy. Yeah, there it is, right there in the Admiralty Court. Admiralty Court.
Yep.
Yeah. So she takes us to her little workshop. She does some alchemy, and actually is able to bring back to life the fire raccoon by doing some alchemy work, because Fionn had collected all the hearts. And he's like, "Here, look what I got." And she's like, "May I?" And so she did some magic-y alchemy stuff. And so we show her the goop and the raccoon heart. Fionn shows her the charm, the damage charm that the raccoon shaman had been carrying. So we discuss, trades. Which could include, she offers that she knows people in Hyven, that can do repairs. She offers to she can do repairs. She can reinforce Septimus's farm, things like that. She's like a jack of all trades, it seems like.
Yeah, she's basically an amateur magic item.
Yeah.
Person, because she doesn't have a shop. She does a lot of like trading at the farmer's market for like, hey, I harvest random shit that maybe can be used for magic.
Yeah.
Like she's got like a pouch full of random shit. Like she's probably got actual shit somewhere, bat guano.
Yeah.
But she offers to repair any damaged magic items, and she seems very much interested in trading. She's not really interested in money.
Yes. I think I have that written down somewhere. She has a contact in the city for coin, if that's what we want. She also has a contact in the city if we are looking for more work. A fellow named Mr. Sigil, who is very interested in Dilvana's work. And so he's at the Hyven Academy in the Admiralty Court. He runs the libraries, and he always wears a mask due to illness. So that's who we're gonna go look for probably when we get there. One of the things we're gonna do when we get there. I have a big arrow drawn down. The raccoon hearts are in slumber, so she did her alchemy stuff to wake it up.
Yeah, she's very insistent because everyone keeps saying they're dead.
They're dead. She's like, no, they're just sleeping. They're just sleeping. We also learned that Dilvana likes to paint. Something of an artist, and recently she's been painting the things that she sees, to which Sass then asks, have you ever seen the storm elemental? And Sylvana was like, yeah, it's an omen of tragedy, fortune, chaos, just like a lot of opposites. And it's like, great, that was entirely unhelpful, but thank you. So yes, she had seen it, and that is that. And yeah, the last thing I have here is that we're borrowing some horses from Granny Lonnie to take into Hyven. And we spend the night in, or I don't know if this is where we ended, or if we're spending the night in Fairhold and finishing the journey the next day.
Yep.
Yes. So where did we leave off? Do we leave off at night or do we leave off in the morning?
Night. We left off with you all just setting up camp.
Okay, so that is because the very last note I have is that it's the 7th of Maravala, and we will be sleeping over into the 8th of Maravala and arriving probably in Hyven.
Because it took you a day and a half to get to Fairhold, and you'll be finishing the journey, which will bring you into the evening, probably late to late afternoon. You'll get to Hyven.
And that's all I got.
Good job.
Thank you.
Very thorough.
Thank you. I think.
Yeah, what do you think you got?
Honestly, I think I got an A. An A.
Give you a spite A-.
No, don't you dare. Don't you dare. I worked too damn hard for that.
No, I would say that was very much so an A. That was a very good recap. Actually, probably, I would say...
Is it the best of the...
Too thorough. Like
too thorough?
Yeah.
Too much?
I would say there were micro beats
God
that I was
damn
like,
it. I can't find the balance. Either I don't have enough and I'm missing plot points, or I just overdo it for fear of missing the plot points.
No, I wouldn't say you majorly overdid it, but it did feel very careful. Like, there were points where I was like, okay, we don't have to go to exactly what every single disguise looks like. You could have just said we're all disguised.
See, but if I didn't, then you would have been like, well, what is everybody disguised as? So...
No. You got the major beat there. I don't need to... I mean, I almost did ask... The only thing I almost asked you about was the... Because this wasn't really... I was like, this isn't really a major beat, but it's just a beat. Which was looking in Septimus's parents' bedroom.
Yes, and also looking in there, like there was stuff there, but also then looking in siblings' room, and things were very carefully placed. Because Sass went looking for stuff and found that everything was very carefully placed there, and she decided not to disturb it.
Exactly. But I was like, that's not a major beat. That's a character beat.
Yes.
It's not something that needs to be known for a recap of the whole session.
Yeah.
So yes, you've gotten an A.
Yay! Zaberian says I should get an A++.
Zaberian, you know what? Sure, A++, but it's the equivalent of an A anyway. There's no point value to any pluses.
Care, Sean. I
wouldn't give you an A++ because we just went over a few things you missed.
Now it's my goal to strive to the A+++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++
You've gotten the maximum number of GPA points you can get off of this.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's right, Zaberian. There's no A+, but there are A++.
That's how it works. Hooray!
So good job there, Shannon.
Thanks,
That'll help compensate for the B. The B- on there.
I don't want to talk about it. It hurts.
You know, it's funny though. The B- one though, you thought you were gonna get a C on that one.
Yeah, but you gave me a pity. You gave me a pity B- though, because you didn't want to give me a C, because I would have thought about it all fucking week.
Yes, there was a large. I would agree with that sentiment in that one.
I appreciate it.
Okay. After the next episode, I'm going to calculate your GPA.
Oh, no.
Because I'm going to treat this like the way classes are, where 5 episodes is like a semester of classes.
Oh, no. I'm nervous now. Cool.
All right, Shannon.
Yeah.
What do you think is happening? What do you think is going to happen? What are some of your
I
speculations?
shall wildly speculate. Well, I think tomorrow we're gonna wake up. I think we're gonna have, freshen up our disguises a bit. I don't know. See, I don't know why we disguised right away, because we only really need them in the city. So
because you guys were excited.
I guess so. I guess
LaRue was just very excited to apply disguises, and you guys just cannot.
We just ran
particularly
with it.
You and LaRue cannot bathe until you properly get to the city.
It's all right. Sass doesn't bathe anyway. she takes a shower in the rain.
Pirate.
Yes,
stinky pirate.
She is a stinky pirate.
Always smells like musty water.
Yep, that checks. So yes, we are going to freshen up disguises, maybe have a little breakfast, and then we'll finish up our journey and get back into Hyven. And depending on the time, maybe we'll go find Winifred. Maybe we will just crash for the night. Probably at the Harlequin and Chalice. It seems to be our home base there for now. And then maybe...
Yeah, there's a bunch of taverns, but that's...
Yeah. Maybe we'll go explore a bit.
Yeah. Because, obviously you don't want to go to the Widow's Ward, but, there's, because there's also the Red Dandelion.
Yeah, that was mentioned.
That was not this episode, but last episode.
That was because I know that one. That is where that Fiora Bendega told Fionn, Fiora Bendega, for those listening at home, is the People's Bard, and is a pretty well-known performer in this area. And she told Fionn, because he went up to her after a show in Fairhold, and said that if you're looking for like-minded people, to go check out the Red Dandelion. And like-minded in the sense that people respect elements and think the same about them. That was a very, very, very lame way to finish this sentence.
But the funny thing is you didn't have to.
I know.
You could have stopped at people who respect the elements.
I know. I could have. I felt like there was, for some reason, I thought that I needed to add more to that sentence, so I tried and just failed spectacularly.
Yeah, so that's 3 taverns. Those 2 in the Otter business that you all know of. There are more in the city. Because it's actually quite a tavern-heavy city, because it is kind of a party city, also, a little bit.
It's also by the water, so there's a lot of people coming in and out.
It's exactly, and it's the only port on this side of the island, so it's very, very, very busy. So yeah, what do you think is going to happen when you get to the city? Do you think that the Mr. Greaves people are going to be looking for you?
I do. I think they're going to be looking for us. I think maybe we'll. I think the disguises are pretty good, so I think that we'll avoid them for a bit. But I don't think we're going to avoid them forever. I think they're going to catch up with us. For one reason or another. Because even though we are disguised, I think we stick out pretty badly.
Not necessarily. The thing is, Hyven and the Alto Islands in general is fairly multicultural.
Yeah,
in the
that's
sense
true.
Of, it's not like you're walking into a human-only settlement.
That's true.
You're walking to a place where there are tieflings. You've seen tieflings. You've seen tabaxi.
Yeah,
you've
that's
seen turtles. You've seen, none of you are a unseen race here.
That's true.
You're all some of you will blend in more because you are plainer, I guess is about Septimus is a pretty plain dude.
Right.
Even Bruce is pretty low profile, other than his goggles. It's really, truthfully, of all of you, it's the trio that stands out the most, because you look like a person dressed as a pirate for Halloween. LaRue looks way too wealthy to be slumming it the way he does.
Yep.
And Fionn is way too he's too much of a warrior.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of warriors in Hyven. There's a lot of rogues.
That's another thing I was thinking about earlier today is that I want to look out for that fucker who stole from us, Kieran.
Oh, Kieran, the pickpocket?
Yeah. And in one of our
This
session
is
zeros.
before the
Yeah,
stream.
this was in one of our session
Very
zeros.
charming pickpocket.
Yeah, and I'll never forget.
Swiped
Sean was
quite a
like,
bit from
"How
you.
does it feel to be rogued?" And I was like, "I fucking
did.
hate it."
I did say, "How does it feel to be rogued?" Because the best part of it was that like
And I knew.
Shannon knew what was going on.
I
but
did.
Sass
but Sass didn't. And I knew. And then I was like, as it was happening, I was like, this is way too casual for it to just be. Since there's something going on here. And as soon as you were like, your coin purse is gone, I was like, I fucking knew it. And now I have a vengeance. So I will be looking for him in the city. And then what else? What else? Yes, we'll probably go to the Red Dandelion. Fionn will probably want to go there, so we'll, maybe we'll go there as well.
I guess the to-do list in town is Winifred. The party to-do list is Winifred and Sigil.
Yes.
Fionn's got his own desire to go to the Red Dandelion. Actually, this doesn't come on stream, but I know Septimus also has some people he knows in town that he may want to visit.
Cool.
Like Torcal.
Yep.
And then, of course,
we
Bruce
go back
is
to
want
is
catch up with Orin.
Yes. All the while trying to avoid the heat of the otter business of Mr. Greaves.
Yes. And then you'll meet. I imagine you'll meet with Winifred and you'll meet with Mr. Sigil. Devana calls him Mr. Sigil. He just goes by Sigil.
And is it spelled Sigil?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I spelled it right.
And he works for the university or the academy, which Delvana is not a huge fan of. She seemed to show because she says they don't respect her work, but this one person has been respecting her work, and that's why she likes going to visit him. And maybe you'll get a job out of Sigil.
So we are pretty broke. So
yeah, and she said if you want coin, Sigil will be able to pay.
Yes.
Versus she who wants to do trading.
I also was thinking about this too, and I'm going to say it now so that I don't forget it tomorrow, but we left the goo, the Vesenblock goo with Dilvana, right? We still have it?
With you.
Oh, good. Because what I wanted to...
LaRue's not... Oh, wait, no.
LaRue gave it to somebody, didn't he?
LaRue gave it to someone because as soon as she said she wasn't sure what it was worth, he was like, this is too hard to carry around with me.
He gave it to Fionn. Might have given
Probably.
it to Fionn. But I'm saying it now, so if I forget, hopefully you'll remember. I want to take some of that goo and I want to put it on my pearl and see what happens.
Okay.
So that's something I want to do tomorrow. Sass's mind is like, maybe it's like glue. Maybe it'll just like fill it in, and it'll it came from this. It cracked because of this elemental, and these things appear after a storm with an elemental. So maybe I don't know.
I love this math because it's like based in no actual knowledge of elementals. It's just a cause and effect that she's seeing. It's like storm elementals bring storms, which bring about Vesenblocks, which are basically cloud elementals.
Yep.
So
have goo. So this should fix my pearl, right?
Goo. What's gooey?
What's goo?
Glue.
Yeah. That is 100% what went through her mind, just with an Irish accent.
Yeah. So my prediction really is that, most likely y'all are gonna wanna.
Robo.
Hey, Robo.
Hi.
Thanks for stopping in. We're just doing a little speculating on what's gonna happen tomorrow night in Paradise, when our heroes get to Hyven and start looking for work. I think Sigil obviously wants more. What I think is interesting is that the people you're meeting are all very interested in the elementals and want more information on them. It's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out with Fionn and Septimus. Septimus being chilly to elementals, while Fionn is of course cozy and warm with them.
Right.
And the rest of you having kind of like, they're chaotic creatures.
They're around.
I'm very curious to see. And then of course Winifred, we'll see what kind of info. What do you think she's gonna have anything for you, really?
I think she will, but I think she's going to be super cryptic about it, and we're going to have to pay the right amount of money to get anything out of her.
Yeah, because she said she had the name, Captain Otto Hastings, and she said that she would look in to see, like, the last time they had come into port for you, and where they were going is what she was going to look into. If they had, if she had any information about where they were heading, which will be interesting.
That will be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
and maybe
we'll see what kind of jobs you get.
Yeah, and maybe in between there, maybe we'll have a meal, and maybe we'll chat a little more and get to know each other a little bit more. Some of us are a little more eager than others. Some of us just could not care less.
I love this. I love. It's so funny because you had Scarlett, who was like, I refuse to talk to anyone. I'm going to take my dinner in my room. Sass is now like, what's your story?
Yeah, I wanted to tell me. I love stories. Tell me a story. I want to hear it. Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day too. Like, I love how we all kind of pick something totally opposite from last campaign, and also tried to do something specific that would challenge us roleplay wise, which I think was really cool. And I think, it was a cool bit of intentionality that went into planning our characters for this campaign. Yeah.
I'm curious to see, because we're staying in one area for the most part, for now, there's not going to be like, all right, we're going to travel across the continent
right.
anytime soon. I'm just curious to see how you all get embroiled into the local politics. I mean, you're obviously already embroiled a little bit in the local criminal politics with Mr. Greaves and the Bone Rattler pirate ship, but now you're going to be if you go meet Sigil, you're going into the Admiralty Court, which is like the only part of Hyven that's like formal. Like, that's where the the Commodore's mansion is, where the leader of Ezja stays when she's in Hyven. It's where this academy is. It's where the rich artisans live. It's where the actual governing body of Hyven is.
So we're going to be severely underdressed for that part of that part of the city.
I mean, Hyven has a literal, like, small city on a hill that looks over the rest of Hyven, and that's the rich, because Hyven is flanked by these two large cliff faces. One is the Admiralty Court, which also has a small castle on it, which is the manor of the Commodore, and then on the opposite side you have the lighthouse that collapsed a year ago in the storm. So there's actually just like this shattered lighthouse against the cliffside there.
I bet that looks cool in sunset.
And it's really like, that's kind of an extension of the Widow's Ward, where the Widow's Ward's like streets would have led into like sort of these interesting streets that go up in a spiral up this big rock that at the top is the lighthouse, but now there's just the base of the lighthouse, and the ruin of the lighthouse has basically destroyed a big section of the houses and shops and stuff that are on the lighthouse spiral. You can still get there, it's just really dangerous.
You should do a walkthrough of Hyven on Relaxing in Paradise, and just like have your map up and just talk about each of the places. That would
require me to stop deciding, like, reason the map that I've been meaning to get you all is taking so long is I keep like redoing it, because
I get that feeling. I get that feeling.
The maps. I'm so perfectionist with the maps that I'm like, if this coastline is weird,
that's fair.
I don't want it.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see the thing that Alex put in our chat earlier?
I did, which I actually have seen.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that before too.
I think you actually may have sent it to me also on like TikTok.
I think, I'm pretty sure I did.
I do have the whole Aldhalor Islands drawn.
Oh, very nice.
That just needs the details added.
Where are we on that map? That's a nice sketch pad.
Yeah, I bought it recently. So it's on stream it's the correct way, and I think you can see it the correct way. It's mirrored from me.
Okay.
But you guys are right here.
Got it.
So this little peninsula is where Hyven is.
Damn, that's tiny compared to the rest of the islands.
Well, I mean, the city, it's like the whole city.
Yeah, but still, like, there's all that landmass.
Well, it only takes 15 minutes to walk across town in Hyven. Yeah. So it's pretty small. I mean, you can consider it's like, this is the city. There's mountains that go all the way over this. And then you have, this is all farmland, basically. Where like Septimus's house is like out here, and the rest of this is farmland, and more mountains and shit like that. And there's like, when I say mountains, I mean like massive mountains.
Yeah.
Like they're very hard to cross. They're the Palto Alps. You know, you head north and cross them, leads into the Midlands, which is where, you know, you're from here.
Is that Shallow's Gaunt?
Yeah, this is Shallow's Gaunt.
Nice.
So yeah.
It looks
I
great.
just need to draw the
city map.
Draw the actual city map.
Yeah,
'Cause
no, it looks great.
I wanted to, yeah. So, and then I need to get the mountains in here because that's really gonna determine some shit. Ah! It's very big.
That is a big sketch pad.
Oh, I thought it was gonna make a more wobbly noise.
Lots of room for beach episode. Hell yes.
That is
we
true.
need a
There is
beach
lots of
episode.
room for that. I mean, you guys
That would be
there's
fun.
A beach, there's a beach nearby because you guys are on like the peninsula is kind of like raises to the rock croppings, and then like the beach of the actual city is all ports. Like they've just, but there is on the northern and southern side of the peninsula there are literal beaches with lagoons and stuff like that.
We'll have to check it out. That would be interesting. I'd like Saskia would like to go to the beach.
Yeah.
For
yeah.
no particular reason.
It's like it's one of those interesting things where it's like so much. This is not like where it's like, oh, the city is, you know.
It's not like
you have to-
Megatronus.
It's not like Naked John's where you walk out the front gates of the city.
And there's
There's
a beach.
A beach there.
Yeah.
You have to kind of travel like real life, where the beaches are not
Right.
right at in the city itself.
Right.
They're 10 minutes outside of the city. But it wouldn't be that hard. Like you would when you are traveling on the road, like you would see there's like little like offshoots of the road that head north and south to the main beaches. The southern beach is the nicer one because it's closer to the Admiralty Court.
That tracks.
And the northern one is a little slummy. But the northern one has better waves because it's more open.
Is surfing a thing? Do people surf?
Yeah.
Nice.
But really, if you really want the nicest beaches in Asia, you have to go to the Southern Horn. You got to go to the Southern Horn.
Oh yeah.
This part. Because that's actually open ocean.
Oh, but yeah.
So you're gonna get the best waves.
Nice.
And it's actual ocean. Versus this is more of like a lagoon bay area. These islands would have they're pretty rocky, so they don't have beaches, but this island has beaches and is kind of like a private area.
Nice. Well, we're just gonna have to go beach hopping.
Yeah. Yep.
That's maybe
And then
that's
there
what we'll
are
do
beaches.
instead.
There used to be beaches up here, but it's all icy now because of the unnatural cold of the Gosu area. But oh yeah, I'll have to start. I gotta get back into the habit of relaxing in Paradise.
Yeah, we miss it. I miss it. It's fun. Are you doing it? Are you gonna do Wednesdays?
Yes, it's just I can't do Thursdays yet because I teach a class on Tuesday and Thursday. So it's a 7-week course, so it's gonna eat up. Like relaxing Paradise is probably gonna be spotty until that class is over.
That's fair.
So I'm gonna try to do it this week because I don't have class this week because the students are on
'cause-
spring break.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And I need to finish painting your guys' minis.
Did we find
so
a new
for
one for
next-
Sass?
No, but I got a successful print actually.
Oh, did you? Good.
It's funny because if you look really close, her sword is like glued weirdly because I had to fix it.
Yeah.
But actually, let me adjust our focus so you can actually see it.
Oh, hell yeah. Ah, it's so cool.
Yeah, I had to snap the gun off.
Yeah.
Of the,
Yeah.
You can kind of see the remains of it. That I'm pretending it's a dagger.
Yeah, that's fine.
That
That looks great.
Yeah, and you can see the way her sword is not lined up properly with the handle.
Oh, I can't even tell.
Because of the way I
can't
had
even tell.
to glue it.
That looks
But
awesome.
yes, Sass. This is Sass. I can actually show you this all.
Sassy the badassy. Hell yeah. I like that.
Theron doesn't have his hands yet, so I gotta fix that. But the best one, the one that's like actually painted right now, is
that Septimus?
Septimus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks fucking
I just need to get
awesome.
his his hammer, and I need to find a robot arm to put on it.
Yeah, that looks fucking awesome.
Jaquette is also painted
Yeah.
because Stefan took him and painted him.
Yeah. So
looks
cool. I love the
awesome.
pose on that one.
It's so good. This is Fearn. He's just missing his hands that I need to glue on.
Yep.
I also one of his horns.
But
fell
I was
off.
gonna
I'm
say it
fix.
looks like only one horn.
Here's Bruce. One of Bruce's arms fell off.
Oh
so I need to
no.
fix that
Oh
also.
yeah, look at the little face. Love it.
Yep. So that's
That's
them, and I need to get a
everybody.
mini for Sal,
Sal.
because Sal is now that Mike has leveled up to his artificer, he now can use Sal in combat.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Not that he wants to, but that's very
Yeah,
cool.
but
But he can. There's that option.
he can now.
So
Exactly.
cool. All right, Sean, we should wrap this up and send these lovely people over to whoever we're going to raid this evening.
Da, 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 da.
I think Seal Zaddy's live.
Seal Zaddy is.
I think David might be on
Alice?
tonight.
They do usually come on tonight at some point, but not yet.
Oh. Is Jordan still live with her?
Jordan's still going.
Yeah,
we
let's go
can
over there.
Let's send over
Let's
to
go over there.
Jordan. Because D&D Jordan Lee is doing a charity event that I've been watching all weekend here and there. So go ahead and go over there and think about donating and hanging out with some cool people. All right, Shannon. I think that's it for tonight for us.
Sounds great.
We'll see you all hopefully tomorrow
See you
for
6:30 p.m.
Adrift in
Eastern.
Aldhalor.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll see what comes true. Love
Yep.
you all.
All right. Bye.
Bye.